Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening on Resco product webinar. We will tell you what's new in our product in the release version 18.1. My name is Eduard Kesely, I'm product manager, and I will be hosting this session with my colleague Michal Magnusek. So let's jump right into that. We will be talking and we will be describing you the new features in mobile app development toolkit. Then we will tell you more about inspections, and my colleague, he will be telling you the new advancements for Power Components. Regarding the mobile app development toolkit, there is a first big feature. We call it Convert Microsoft Model-Driven Application to Woodford. We as a Resco company, we are ISV, working with Microsoft ecosystem and delivering functionalities which are extending existing features of Microsoft or delivering new ones, especially for the frontline scenarios. So why we are working on this feature? For companies, it can be costly and time-consuming when handling multiple solutions, multiple software inside a company. They need to have money, time, and resources who know how to operate various softwares. There are several situations when you need to demo your existing Power application, but as a Resco mobile app, for either demo purposes or external use cases, or building this from scratch can take a time and it needs knowledge. So we are bringing solution for that. Our converting tool for Microsoft model-driven application into the Woodford. What we can convert and what can be transferred to Resco. As you can see, there is a print screen of the Power app on the left and the Resco app on the right. With this tool, you can transform and convert the home menu. You can transform the forms. You can transform the views, associated lists, and charts. So our solution is that we are bringing the tool which will guide you what kind of elements you would like to transfer back into the Resco. As you are in the Woodford, there is a new icon, Import Power Application. If you click on that, you can see existing Microsoft Power applications. You can select which one you would like to convert. Then the wizard will show you whether you would like to transfer all those views or all the forms. You can selectively select only those you would like to transfer. Then it takes a couple of seconds. And the wizard also will tell you need to name the app somehow, you need to assign the roles. And at the end, you can just click on the create and the model-driven app is converted into the Woodford. And this is how it looks like. The next one, Woodford New Project Wizard. Woodford is our core tool for building the mobile applications for the frontline workers. And we improve also the experience when creating the new Woodford project. So we got a lot of feedback that it was not so intuitive for the first-time users. There was a lack of guidelines, and we improved especially the settings for the external users. So what is the solution? We overhauled new project wizard in Woodford with improved user experience. For external users, we now offer multiple default projects as a template to choose from as a starting point. Now let's talk about the AI. AI is here and AI will be here with us for a long time. And we as a company, we need to address the AI topic. And we know that you also as well expect from us that we will integrate AI functionalities into our solutions. We as a company, we believe that AI can help in many places and can make Resco users much more productive. So we are also as well introducing this icon, what you can see on the slide. And this icon will be representing some AI implementation in our products. The first feature we are bringing into our portfolio, we are utilizing the AI for building the sync filters or fetch XMLs. The problem with it currently was people need to understand how does it work to write the sync filters in Resco currently. And it was also the time consuming and user needed to understand and have the knowledge how to do that. So we are bringing integrated AI assistant for the sync filters. It can help you to create the new sync filter or to summarize the existing ones. Current implementation is simple for now, and we plan to improve it over time to make it much more powerful and fine-tune the AI. However, you can already play with this functionality, test it, what it can do. So in the Woodford, in the sync filters, you can basically click on the new icon, which is called AI Assistant. And this AI Assistant will pop up a very well-known chat experience, which can already summarize what this fetch is doing. Or you can write your own kind of filter you would like to create a sync filter. In this case, I wanted to filter the accounts from Boston in territory T1. I just gave it the instructions, send the instructions to our AI engine, and the AI engine will create editable XML. And if you are satisfied with the result, you can just save the filter, and that's it. Next feature is about the views with horizontal scrolling. So what it is about and why we are investing into this functionality. If you have a project with views with multiple columns, it can happen that they are not displayed all at once or in a correct way, or they are truncated. So we decided, based on your experience and feedback, that we also would like to support such scenarios and added a horizontal scroll bar for such complex views, which is allowing much smoother experience, and user can just use not only vertical but also horizontal scroll bar to see additional data in the view. Next one is regarding the Azure DevOps version control. Now, management, deployment, upgrade or maintenance of the projects is essential part of any single development process. We already have been addressing this with simple native integration to GitHub. We have been missing DevOps as the version control system as well. So we know that a lot of you are using this environment for application lifecycle management, so we wanted to do something about this. We are bringing built-in Azure DevOps connector, which now lets you synchronize Resco project directly to your repos and pipelines. And this brings end to the manual exports of the project. How does it look like? Let's have a look. Inside the Woodford, there is a button configure, and we already are providing GitHub or Azure DevOps. You need to configure your account name, project name, and repository where you would like to export the solution, and now it automatically will export any single publishes of the Woodford projects into your repositories. There are many more to talk about when it comes to the new features, but I cannot list them all here. But here is the link where you can read about the rest of them. But let me just talk about another two, which are kind of important in your scenarios. First one is enhanced signature for multiple records. Enhanced signature workflow allows signing generated reports directly in the app. With this release, the feature is also available for mobile reports that uses multiple records as their sources. For example, when customer needs to sign report including multiple work orders, and the report auto-attaches to the first selected record. Second one is update drop-down options in editable lists can be also adjusted by the JavaScript bridge. On forms, if you want to limit the options users can select in a drop-down list, you can use a simple rule for that. On editable views, this can be more trickier. So now it is also possible via JavaScript bridge, and we support a new function which is called on cell click. Okay, let's move to the inspections. Now we are working on the amazing things when it comes to the questionnaires and inspections for the future. We are rebuilding questionnaires from scratch to be the best tool for the data collection on the market. This is a complex task to do. which requires a lot of time and effort, and we plan to deliver it by the end of this year. Meanwhile, we are also doing development on the questionnaires, and I will show you how and which are those. We are also bringing the AI into the questionnaire designer. So it always takes a lot of time to build a questionnaire from scratch, question by question. And there has been also the situation when you needed to build the questionnaire for the demo purposes. So our solution is that we are utilizing AI for this. AI can help to generate questionnaire template by texting and prompting the AI engine or just uploading the document. AI can also suggest questions, groups, question types, formatting and styling automatically. So let's take a look how it works. Inside the questionnaire designer, you can define which way you would like to try to build a new questionnaire, even from scratch or generate by AI. You can type kind of questionnaire you are expecting to be built. In this case, I wanted to build questionnaire which is more or less satisfaction survey for the new users of the cell phone. I wanted the questionnaire to have at least 10 questions and also to include the signature question at the bottom. In a second, the engine can build up some structure which I can control. I can even edit whether I'm satisfied or I would like to change something. I can still do these kind of changes, click on create, and the new questionnaire template is created within a minute. I can also play around, fix something or change something, save it, and even have a preview of this questionnaire, how it can look like on the device. Apart from that, also it creates the preview of the report, how it can look like when the questionnaire is filled out by the frontline worker. So when we are implementing AI, we are always trying to think about how it can help the end users. And we are trying to implement AI in a very practical way, such as you have seen. From my side, that was all. And right now, Michal will tell you something more about the power components.
Thank you, Edo, and now it's time to speak about another product that we have in a Resco product family, and it's power components. I will start with the hierarchy control. Probably you know that hierarchy control is one of those components that was deprecated by Microsoft on the Power Platform. So last release, we decided to develop hierarchy control that will replace this solution or continue support the solution in Power Platform. So that's the reason why we developed the new component and we add new features to this component. So for example, in the newer version of the hierarchy control, you will be able to search in the control. You will be able to display card directly, image on the card. You will be able to, or we change the approach how we operate with the select and expand action directly on the component. We also support all the features that was available on the Microsoft hierarchy control, and we also add the multiple table support, so you are able to configure or add multiple entities into one control. We also enhance the way how you can configure it, so with the new version of the components, we are also providing the new configurator that allows you to configure the component without manipulation of the JSON. You do everything within the model-driven component that we call Resco configurator, and it allows you to configure the component without manipulation of the JSON configuration or so. So the only thing what you need to do is install the solution. It contains the configuration table. It contains also the model-driven component that operates over this configuration table, and you are able to modify the configuration directly through this model-driven component that we call configurator. And then this JSON is automatically consumed by the component that you add to the form or to the view. The only thing you need to do is to select the configuration that you created in a configuration table and add the name of the configuration to the component. The same it works with the hierarchy control. Also, the thing that we unified across the portfolio of components that we have is the possibility to use components on the view, and also use quick view as a definition of what you see is what you get. So with the quick view definition, you define the set of fields that are displayed on the card or in the component directly. So that was about hierarchy control. Another one is visual timeline. As you know, we started to develop this component this year, and we are adding more features to the component right away. We changed the way how we configure the data set that is showing in the control. So previously, it was that you define directly the data that should be displayed there through the configuration that we had. Now we change completely the way how we configure the data or data set that is displayed in the component. So in the configurator, you are basically selecting the views that you created in the Power Platform. We merge the data set that is outcome of these views, and we display all the data that you defined in the views, like an outcome of these views, directly in the component. So it's pretty straightforward. You just need to select the views, and that's basically it. It allows you to define multiple relations and show the activities, opportunities, custom entities in the timeline with multiple relations. For example, you can display activities that are related to the opportunity, or activities that are related to the account of the opportunity, or activities related to the sales representative who is assigned to the opportunity, or let's say activities that are related to the contact that is connected to the opportunity. So basically, your data structure allows you, or this component allows you to bind your data structure into component based on views. We make it more compact because we get the feedback that it's a pretty huge component, and we also allow users to define what will be the size of the component. So you can define like what is the maximum row that will be displayed on the in the component. We also support from to activities, because previously it was just a one pin that represents activity in a timeline in a chronological way, but now you can also display from to activities. You just need to bind from and to field, but you can also combine with the pin activities as it was previously in the previous version of the component. And we also added functionality to create activity or record directly from the component. If the entity that you are creating supports quick view, it will open the quick view part on the screen, and you can create a new record right away. So you don't need to lose the focus while moving in a chronology of the timeline. We have one more new component, that is Scheduler. Scheduler is basically alternative if you want to build your sales or field service solution over the Power Platform, and you don't need to build or configure the field service variant that is available on the Dynamics 365. For example, it's expensive in some cases when it comes to the smaller companies or smaller teams. So we know that some of you also create your own verticals or OEM solutions on the Power Platform that support field service, sales scenarios, and others. And what is missing in the Power Platform is the way how you can simply schedule the activities. So we decided to start supporting our scheduler on the Power Platform. So it allows you to bind the component to the view or to the form, and then you just combine the data as the sources, resources, and activities in one form. So it means that you have resources, then you have a list of activities or to-dos that should be done, and then in the middle you have a scheduler area where you just need to drop the activities and assign it to the particular resource on the scheduler. And what happens after this action is also under your control. So you're able to define if it will be create rule or update rule. Create rule means that it will create based on the definition of the action in the configurator, what will happen after the scheduling. And update rule is the same, so you just need to define what will happen after scheduling when you move the to-do item to the scheduler, what should happen after this action. We have multiple views, so you can use this scheduler also in small teams when the granularity or time granularity is much more smaller, Or if you are planning the activities for a couple of days or a longer period, we have views that allows you to display the time granularity, for example, for multiple days or multiple weeks. Important thing is that we are using, again, the native way of filtering data on the Power Platform, so we are able to create the filters as a views, and these views you can bind to the component right away, so you don't need to create or just somehow define through the configuration of the Resco components what will be displayed in the component. You create your own view on the entity and then bind the view to the component. It is also a nice feature because we know that it is complicated to cover multiple configuration across rules, access of the data, security, and so on. So with this approach, we eliminate all these problems. You just create the views over the entity and bind them to the component. So that was about components. We are continuously adding new features to them. We have really short period of time when we add the new features. So we each sprint we are adding new features to the components. But we wanted to update you regarding the move of the component after last period of time. So if you are interested in components, if you are working with the components, and if you see that something is missing on the Power Platform, let's talk about this, because we are open to discuss our backlog of the PCF components, and we are willing to change the priorities of our backlog depending on the needs of our partners. So this is a new product, and we want to make it really flexible and align it with the needs of our partners. If you want to know more about the components, just go to our website, resco.net/PCF. And also we have a collaboration with the PCF Gallery, so you can visit PCF Gallery/vendor/Resco, where you can find also our components there. If you are interested in the documentation, you want to know more information about release and features, you can go to our documentation. So on our .resco.net wiki, you are able to find everything about how to use the features that are part of the new release, and also how to configure the features that we are providing in the latest release. Also, we are releasing the new features every month. So if you want to know what is new, you can just subscribe on our preview program, so you'll be able to check everything what we are doing on a regular monthly basis. And that was about Power Components and summary of the release. And now we can switch to the questions part.
So basically what I have shown that we are able to convert the home menus, the forms, the views, but our mobile application cannot convert, or you cannot get the PCF components into the Resco project at the moment. Of course, we are also looking at this area because it's also interesting for us to convert as much as possible from the model-driven app into the Resco. Right now it's not possible, but in the future it might be possible. So we have also already tested this internally, this AI questionnaire template generation, how does it performs, and whether we are satisfied with what is being generated. So far it was pretty capable. We would also be really happy if you can test it and give us the feedback, how does this work for you as well. We are dedicated and committed to, include more AI features, more practical AI features into our products. With the rules, we have a big plans, of course, because rules within the Resco are really very used, and we would like to start first with providing you some more visual interpretation of the rules. Then, secondly, also integrate AI assistant for describing or summarizing what these rules are about, and to help you to create or help in creating the rules. And thirdly, what is really important for us when it comes to the rules is to give you some more tools how to test the rules workflows. Because right now, as you know, you need to create the rule, you need to save the rule, publish the project, go into the mobile application, synchronize it, test it, etc., etc. It takes the time, and we're also aware about that, and are trying to bring some more feasible and better solution for you to test the workflows, to work with the rules, and implement AI in a really practical way. It depends on the complexity of the Microsoft model-driven application. As you have seen from the demo, you can, with a few clicks, within 1 minute, you can convert the model-driven application. If you can imagine that, if you would like to build it from the scratch in the Woodford, it can take you tens of minutes, right? But with this one, it can save you a lot of time. So it's hard to say some numbers, but it's definitely a productivity upgrade. From my perspective and from my experience, you definitely need to have some kind of experience how to write those fetches or filters. Right now, when we have integrated and implemented this functionality, it can help with the simple scenarios, simple filters. We are aware of it. We are right now working on improving the performance of the AI sync filters, and definitely would like to bring more powerful solution also to help with more, let's say, complex filters. But right now it's simple integration. Also, again, test it, let us know what works, what not, and we can definitely take a look at it.